Welcome back to Your Arts and thanks again for joining me. So you want to learn to check out. I want to make sure that you're doing this simple process to help with your dart finishing. Let me show you now. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep this short and sweet today, but I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. Okay, so this is a simple process to check out success, and I believe it really is. I want to make sure you're following it and you're approaching your dart checkouts and your dart finishes like I'm going to show you right now. So this is a segment of my crib sheet. Now I want us to imagine that we live in a world where we already know these two dart finishes. The two dart finishes in darts, they run from 60 to 100, not including 99, but it does include 101, 104, 107 and 110. Okay, go away and learn them. Now if you don't want to learn them the way I'm teaching you, okay, as you can see, these numbers here are in pink. I call them the first dart indicators. That's what I've been doing for the last couple of videos, and it's just because the number itself indicates what's your first treble you're throwing at. Okay, so 7 on, it's always the furthest right digit, so 7 is treble 17 and 8 is treble 18 and 6 up here is treble 16. Okay, so watch those if you've not watched them. Okay, they're all these finishes are valid finishes that all the pros will go for. The only one what's not as common, I would guess, is probably 72. Okay, because treble 12, double 18, you'll see, just some people don't like the double 18 and they'll have to go treble 16, double 12 for that. But treble 12, double 18, I love it because it leaves 60. So this is a good point here. So these blue brackets are what I call the miss rule, missing the treble, hitting the big number. And in the 70 range, it always leaves 60. That's why I love going this way as well, because I'm not having to think about it. If I miss that treble on and hit the big number, what I call a miss rule, I just know it's 60. And in the 60 range, when you do that, it's always 50. So you've got this shot out of bullseye, right, all the time. The rock star finish, as you can see, okay, always leaves 50. Now, so imagine we've gone away. We live in this world where we already know it. All right. Now, all the other numbers, all the other big checkouts, when you're going, what do I do? Where do I start? I've just been trying to instill in you that, let's do an example, 127. You don't have to stand there with 127 going, now what am I going to go for? All you've got to remember, this is this process, okay? You just need to know what treble you're throwing at and apply the relevant formula. Now, certainly when you're starting out, most checkouts can go for treble 20. Sometimes the dartboard helps you when we go for treble 19s and 18s and 17s, but a lot of these big 3-digit numbers, okay, certainly from 130 up, it's really valid to go treble 20. Okay, so you can certainly do that at least to begin with until you get comfortable at like maybe 2 treble 19 finishes and all that showboating and cool stuff like that. But you know, let treble 20. So all you've got to do then is go put my formula on, which I've shared with you. So the rule of 40, I'm just adding 40 onto 27. So you put 40 onto the last 2 digits of any 3-digit number. So 40 onto 27, and it reveals 67. And as you can see here, 67 is treble 17, double 8. Okay, but I've not gone away and gone, right, how do I learn 127? I'm just putting 40 onto 27. And this is the process. Let's do it again. So we stood there. We have another big 3-digit number, 132. I know I'm throwing treble 20 for that. And I'm just putting 40 onto 32, and it's revealed 72. Now in this world, remember, we live where we know how to, we've gone away and we've studied it, we've learned it, whether you're learning it from me or you're doing it yourself, okay? It doesn't matter, it's the same process. 72, treble 12, double 18, of course, treble 16, double 12, if you want to follow the rest of the people, okay? You can do that, all right? So, but you've got it, you've not learned 132. This is my process here. Reason why I'm stressing this, I was told some terrible things when I started. I was told I wasted my time by starting at 117, working my way down. It didn't work. It didn't stick in my head, and I didn't have a process like this. So this is why I'm sharing this process. Let's just do a couple more, just to, you know, get my point across completely. Even though I'm sure it is 135. So I'm not learning 135. I'm putting 40 onto 35. And I'm learning 75. There's a number of ways to do it. A lot of people will go 25 for bullseye, but 75, you should certainly know it as treble 15 for your double 15, okay? And finally, just to push it all the way home, 138, one more. Again, I'm not learning 138, never have to learn it ever. I just need to know that I'm throwing treble 20. Of course, you might not hit that treble 20. You might hit 20, you might hit 1, you might hit treble 5, but of course, no one can help you with. You just got to do the maths and then reset and start again. Okay, by the way, I'm putting 40 onto 38 and I'm revealing 78, another 2 dart finish, treble 18, double 12. Okay, but we're living in this world today, okay, where we know what to do with dart finish. Just in your mind's eye, just imagine that I know them, I put my work in, and now add these formulas and you're becoming a much more proficient, okay, dart player, much more. And because you know the miss rule, missing the treble, hitting the big number, it's not going to slow you down going, okay, now what's left? You know it. It's as important as the finish itself. Okay, so that was a little bit shorter than previous videos. I just wanted to make sure we're all following the same kind of process to checking out. I think it's simple. I think it cuts out a lot of brain power. Yeah, once you know these 2 dart finishes and you apply my simple formula to the 3-digit numbers, you've cracked it, guys. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Take care for now.